Okay, hello friends. So we are going to start now muscle physiology now. We are taking a different route, although we'll be first discussing muscle, and in the later lectures we'll discuss about nerve. Okay. So let us first talk of the muscle. When we start about muscle, we would be studying about the proteins which are there in the muscle. We will be talking about the different types of muscles. We'll be talking about some applied aspect regarding the muscles. But before all that, we need to also study about the neuromuscular junction. So what do you mean by neuromuscular junction? Nerve muscle junction. Nerve muscle junction simply means the, see, you can very well see this diagram. This is the nerve, the terminal button of the nerve, wherein these acetylcholine vesicles, they are released, and on the other hand, this is basically the muscle end plate. Okay. So what happens, there comes there are these vesicles, acetylcholine filled vesicles, which are there inside this uh, terminal button of the axon, and with the help of this calcium ion, the acetylcholine vesicles, they move, and ultimately they get attached with this membrane, get degranulated. This acetylcholine is released into the synaptic cleft, and on the muscle end plate there is this channel on which, when acetylcholine binds, this channel opens up and sodium comes in, while a little potassium that goes out. When this sodium comes in, what happens? There occurs the depolarization of the motor end plate. Okay. We'll also now see similar, a similar picture from the atlas. This is the motor end plate. Okay, what you can see is the motor end plate. So here it is the axon, terminal. There is this myelin sheath wala axon or motor axon, and this motor axon is attached with the motor end plate. This green color, light green color motor end plate. Okay, तो ये जो motor end plate है, this is a part of the muscle, and the axon is the part of the neuron, the motor neuron. Or ultimately, what is happening? There is this impulse coming from the motor neuron onto this motor end plate and ultimately into the muscle. So अब इस diagram में आप देखें, this is just an enlarged view of the same. What you can see is this yellow color is basically the axon, the terminal button of axon, the nerve ending, and there are these vesicles here. These vesicles are acetylcholine filled, and obviously यहाँ पे mitochondria भी होगा, right? So what basically happens, now you just try to observe that between this nerve ending and ये जो आपका लाइट ब्राउन कलर के अंदर मेम्ब्रेन है, दिस इज द मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ द मसल. तो इन दोनों के बीच में देयर आर दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ कैनाल्स आपको दिख रही होंगी, कैनालिकुलाई टाइप्स, राइट? व्हाट आर दे? They are basically nothing but different मेम्ब्रेन्स। कौन कौन सी मेम्ब्रेन्स हैं? एक यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे, अब नीचे वाले डायग्राम पे आते हैं। Herein what you can see is this is presynaptic membrane. This is green color is postsynaptic membrane. ये है presynaptic membrane. This is the postsynaptic membrane. और इनके बीच में ये synaptic cleft है, right? Synaptic cleft also has a basement membrane. So what is happening? जो acetylcholine vesicle है, they are getting activated. They are attaching to the presynaptic membrane, getting degranulated. और degranulation के बाद they are coming onto the synaptic cleft. And from the synaptic cleft there are, ये red color के आपको दिख रहा होगा यहाँ पे, here if you can see these red color ones, these are the cholinergic receptors. ये जो cholinergic receptors हैं, यहाँ पे acetylcholine आके चिपक जाएगा, ठीक है? It's going to bind on this acetylcholine receptor, and once these acetylcholine receptors are bound, so what happens? Just try to observe this diagram. Acetylcholine receptor, this is the channel basically which is now right now inactive and closed. और जैसे ही acetylcholine आके चिपका इस पे, what is going to happen? There would be influx of sodium and to a lesser extent calcium also, and there is exit of potassium which occurs. So acetylcholine basically acts as the activator of this channel, right? So this is what happens, like this. Okay, so this is how the impulse travel from the neuron to the muscle basically. Okay, so one more thing I just want to discuss with you. Like for example, these are the examples of synaptic potentials, right? Synapses which are there. Just see this. So this is a synapse, one synapse, right? So this is the presynaptic membrane, this is postsynaptic membrane, this is presynaptic and this is postsynaptic membrane. And what is happening here is, here what you can see is the effect of either inhibitory postsynaptic potential or excitatory postsynaptic potential. And about summation, we will also read this when we will read neuron or nerve. Okay, so however what you need to understand right now is कि जो synapse है that is almost akin to the neuromuscular junction. न्यूरोमस्कुलर जंक्शन के अंदर भी ऑलमोस्ट यही हो रहा होता है कि एक इम्पल्स आ रही होती है और फिर वो इम्पल्स जो है that basically goes from the presynaptic membrane to the postsynaptic membrane via with the and the medium is the acetylcholine. ठीक है, तो acetylcholine के through it basically is diffusing from one portion to the other portion of the synaptic membrane, pre to postsynaptic membrane. Okay, now if you have to talk about the end plate potential, if you have to talk about the end plate potential, I'm just sharing my screen right again. So what is end plate potential? The amplitude basically is approximately like 40 millivolts, and whenever the depolarization it reaches threshold, obviously the action potential is going to come, and this action potential will ultimately lead to the physical contraction of the muscle. And the end plate potential usually it leads to summation, and due to the summation this action potential is going to happen, right? This summation also will read when we'll read about the neurons. Okay, so let us now discuss about a couple of diseases which are related to the neuromuscular junction. Okay, one thing which we need to understand is that this calcium receptor basically which is there on the presynaptic membrane, it is responsible for influx of calcium into the synaptic terminal, the end terminal of the axon, right? And this is responsible for movement of the acetylcholine. So अगर ये आपकी कैल्शियम चैनल किसी वजह से बंद हो जाती है या फिर प्रॉब्लम आती है इसके अंदर to do any reason, what will happen? The calcium will not be there and acetylcholine will not move. It will not bind to the presynaptic membrane. So इस वजह से क्या होगा, आपका जो ट्रांसमिशन है acetylcholine का, that will not occur. The transmission of the electrical impulse, that is not going to occur. So this condition wherein there are antibodies against the calcium channel, this disease is known as Lambert-Eaton disease or Lambert-Eaton syndrome. Fine, Lambert-Eaton syndrome. There is another thing which happens. देखो, जब acetylcholine यहाँ से निकलता है, so after that what is there? There is this nicotinic receptor channel which we already read, जिसकी वजह से acetylcholine इसमें आके चिपका, and what is going to happen? That this sodium channel that opens up, Actually, it is a non-specific channel. It is but a little more sodium comes in and less of potassium goes out. So ये जो channel है nicotinic acetylcholine receptor channel, this is responsible for ultimately the action potential generation. So अगर इसके against antibody बन जाए इस nicotinic acetylcholine receptor के against, then obviously what is going to happen? There would be decrease in the synaptic transmission, in the neuromuscular transmission, and ultimately what is going to happen? There would be decrease in the muscle contractions. Fine. अच्छा, अब इन दोनों में डिफरेंस आप कैसे पता करोगे? ये तो मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल पे है कि लैम्बर्ट-एटिन सिंड्रोम के अंदर कैल्शियम चैनल के अंदर इशू है कि अगेंस्ट एंटीबॉडी है, एंड इन द myasthenia gravis the antibodies are against the nicotinic receptor, right? So how will you understand clinically क्या difference है? If there are repeated contractions which are occurring, right? बार बार बंदा सोच रहा है कोई contraction करने की, एक्टिविटी करने की, so myasthenia gravis के अंदर what happens that the power of the muscle that will decrease. बार बार contraction कराओगे तो power of the muscle, strength of the muscle will decrease in myasthenia gravis, and in Lambert-Eaton syndrome the strength is going to increase multiple आप contraction कराओगे. Now why is it happening? इसको थोड़ा सा समझने की कोशिश करो. देखो, in both of these diseases it doesn't happen like this 100% of the calcium receptors are destroyed, calcium channels are destroyed, or even nicotinic receptors 100% of them are destroyed. No, some of them are still functional. So अब देखिए आप, अब अगर Lambert-Eaton syndrome की बात करते हैं पहले. So if the Lambert-Eaton syndrome is there, the calcium channel basically, if some of them are blocked, some of them are okay. So what is going to happen? बार बार जब बंदा contraction की बात करेगा, सोचेगा, तो क्या होगा? Some amount of calcium is going to inflow, is going to come inside the terminal axon, the terminal part of the axon here. ठीक है, धीरे धीरे कुछ जो फंक्शनल चैनल्स हैं उनकी वजह से कैल्शियम इकट्ठा होता चला जाएगा, एक्युमुलेट होता चला जाएगा इनसाइड दिस नॉब. ठीक है, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होने वाला है? हम जब कैल्शियम इकट्ठा हो गया हमारे पास धीरे धीरे करके, तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि आपकी जो एक्टिविटी है that is going to be better now because you have calcium which was required, right? Okay, so and the opposite thing is happening with myasthenia gravis. myasthenia gravis में क्या हो रहा है? myasthenia gravis में बार बार acetylcholine तो आ रहा है, however जो nicotinic receptor है they are required, many new nicotinic receptors would be required so that there is depolarization at the muscle end, right? But उसमें क्या हो रहा है? उसमें ऑलरेडी acetylcholine नहीं चिपक पा रहा. जितने acetylcholine ऑलरेडी कुछ जो एक्टिव थे ये चैनल्स उसमें ऑलरेडी चिपक चुका है, तो नहीं तो है नहीं. तो इसकी वजह से क्या होगा? इसकी वजह से मसल एंड पे जो परफॉर्मेंस है, द स्ट्रेंथ है या एक्शन पोटेंशियल है, दैट विल बी dwindling, दैट विल नॉट बी अकरिंग, वो धीरे धीरे कम होता चला जाएगा. तो इसलिए स्ट्रेंथ वर्सन होती है myasthenia gravis में, और Lambert-Eaton syndrome के अंदर इंक्रीज होती है स्ट्रेंथ after multiple contractions, voluntary multiple contractions. Fine. Okay. Now, if you talk about excitation contraction coupling of the muscle, इसके अंदर हम बोलते हैं calcium is the coupling agent. So, excitation contraction coupling का मतलब क्या है? How does the excitation comes to the muscle and ultimately contraction जो कैसे हो रही है? तो इन दोनों के बीच में जो कपल करने वाला सब्सटेंस है, that is calcium. Okay. So for excitation contraction coupling, you need to understand about the sarcotubular system of the muscle. Right? Now, before the sarcotubular system of the muscle, going into, now we are coming to skeletal muscle per se. लेकिन skeletal muscle की further बात करने से पहले, I would definitely like to talk about the difference between the next 2-3 type of muscles, like the difference between the skeletal muscle versus smooth muscle versus cardiac muscle. Okay, so just hold on, I'll just tell you that first. Now, so this diagram, this basically it's a chart, it's more of a chart, and this shows the differences between the smooth muscle, the cardiac muscle, and the skeletal muscles. So देखिए, मोटर एंड प्लेट की अगर हम बात करते हैं, मोटर एंड प्लेट, सो दे आर प्रेजेंट इन दी skeletal muscle, they are not present in the smooth muscle or striated cardiac muscle, right? The fibers which are there, तो जो muscle fibers हैं, smooth muscle के छोटे छोटे fibers होते हैं, and they are fusiform, उनकी shape जो है कुछ कुछ इस तरह की होती है. Just hold on. Okay, so and also if you see the number of mitochondria which are there, so cardiac muscles have the maximum number of mitochondria, right? If you see the length of sarcomere, the length of sarcomere is the longest in the striated muscle, right? And it is multinucleated. The skeletal muscle is also multinucleated. This is very, very important, right? So sarcoplasmic reticulum is definitely much highly developed in striated muscle, right? And you know, the modulator or the switch which is responsible for calcium, that is troponin in the striated muscles, whether it is cardiac striated muscle or the skeletal striated muscle. It's troponin for both of them. While in the in the smooth muscle, it is calmodulin. While we will be reading about each of these muscles, we'll be reading about how this is important, calcium switch. Okay. अगर pacemaker की हम बात करें, so pacemaker में you already must be knowing that cardiac muscles do have pacemakers, right? So cardiac muscle के अंदर sinus node होते हैं जो कि pacemaker होता है, right? And they do not have, the skeletal muscle do not have pacemakers of their own, so that is the reason they require any motor neuron or neuron basically for its activation. While smooth muscle की अगर हम बात करें तो कुछ जगह पे, for example in the gut, there are some smooth muscles which have spontaneous rhythmic activity and which acts as pacemaker. So another important point is the tetanization. So important point here is that cardiac muscles, they are not liable for tetanization. That means they cannot be tetanized. जब हम कार्डियक मसल पढ़ेंगे we'll read about the reason for this. ये टेटनीज इनके अंदर होती क्यों नहीं है. अभी as of now just note it down कि कार्डियक मसल के अंदर टेटनी नहीं होती, while skeletal and smooth muscles both of them can be tetanized. Okay. Now also please see the action potential graphs in all these three of them. So in red color, if you see, red color has the action potential in the muscle, तीनों के तीनों ग्राफ्स. Okay. और जो आपका ये मसल की जो पावर है, मसल के अंदर जो स्ट्रेंथ या टेंशन है, that is depicted by this blue color. Right? So what you can see here is that in this is basically the smooth muscle. So smooth muscle automatically if you see 60 से लेके -60 से लेके -40 -50 के आसपास तक there is this ascending, you see this, there is this ascending action potential, resting potential. So कहने का मतलब क्या है that in the smooth muscle resting membrane potential is also fluctuating. That means ये कोई एक resting membrane potential नहीं होता, unlike the skeletal muscles जहाँ पे जो resting membrane potential है that is nearly -90, while इस case में it is not -90, it is not one value, it is fluctuating between -60 and -40. Fine. Likewise अगर आप देखेंगे तो in the striated muscle also, in this striated cardiac muscle also there is this resting potential जो कि again -90 के around है, right? So it is -90. And now what happens now? Automatically ये स्मूथ मसल की बात हो रही है, so इसके अंदर क्या आएगा, एक्शन पोटेंशियल आएगा which will be known as spike, right? So depolarization होगा, spike आया, फिर repolarization हुआ, and ultimately this repolarization will go to minus hyperpolarization होगा, फिर hyperpolarization will go to -60 -70, and again because of this ascending resting membrane potential again another spike is going to come. So this is, there is automaticity in these smooth muscles here. Fine. In the cardiac muscle if you see external stimulus की वजह से, यानी कि SA node के stimulus की वजह से what is going to happen, initially जब -90 चल रहा होगा, फिर एकदम से उसका depolarization होगा within a fraction of second, बहुत ही steep uprise होगा, it will go to +20 +30, and then there would be this plateau phase. There would be this plateau phase of nearly 200 milliseconds, और फिर plateau के बाद there would be repolarization phase. Because of this plateau phase nearly 200 millisecond का है जो कि, तो इसकी वजह से plateau phase की वजह से इसके अंदर tetanus नहीं होता. ठीक है. Now let us come over to the skeletal muscle. Right? In skeletal muscle, what happens? The membrane potential, resting membrane potential is again near about -90. There would be external potential coming somewhere here, right? Because of this, there would be steep increase in the membrane potential. It will go up to +30 or something millivolts, and then this repolarization is going to occur. This repolarization will be going all the way. It will be a long repolarization phase, and it will go all the way till again till -90 to rest again, right? Okay, so आप देखेंगे एक और चीज आप देखो इसके अंदर, in the heart muscle there is this longest refractory period. Absolute refractory period is really long in the heart muscle, while it's very small in the skeletal muscle. Okay, so these are basically the differences between the smooth muscles, the cardiac muscle, cardiac skeletal muscle, cardiac striated muscle, and skeletal striated muscles. Okay. Okay. Now let us see different type of proteins which are there. Please bring out your notebooks, एक copy या register लिखे बैठिए, and I'll just tell you about few proteins which are there. Okay? Okay. See, if we talk about proteins, so what are the proteins which are there in the muscle? The very first group of proteins are contractile proteins. So contractile proteins are the easiest to understand. Like for example, actin and myosin. Myosin 2 is the one, right? Actin and myosin 2. So they are the one which are contractile proteins, right? So ये आपस में मतलब जो muscle contraction होती है, it is primarily because of these contractile proteins, right? Actin and myosin. There are these two strands of actin. Please note each of these things down. There are two strands of actin, and it's a double helical structure. So it's a double helical structure, और दो अलग-अलग strands होते हैं जो कि double helical बनाते हैं. What you can see here is this actin filament, right? यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं, this is actin filament, right? There it is. So actin filament में आप देखेंगे double helical structure है, and there are two strands of actin, right? और कौन सा actin है? This is known as F actin. F actin. And जो myosin है, myosin basically is a part of microfilaments, right? दूसरा, so ये तो हो गए contractile proteins. There are second group of proteins which are known as regulating proteins or regulatory proteins. ये कौन से होते हैं? जैसे यहीं पर है, tropomyosin and troponin. So these two are the regulatory proteins which are there. Okay, ये regulate करते हैं. क्या regulate करते हैं basically? They regulate the they basically, for example, there are this tropomyosin, the molecules of tropomyosin which covers the active sites on the actin. Okay, the actin की जो active sites होती हैं उसको cover करके रखता है tropomyosin. And when this tropomyosin is when it goes away, then the actin sites जो है they are now open, और वहां पे आके क्या जुड़ जाते हैं? Myosin. So basically tropomyosin acts like this. There is one troponin C also, right? Troponin C. So what happens in troponin C? Just a second.